You call yourself a man? You know you're a lying, low-life, motherfucking gambling degenerate prick. You know that's what you are?
Well, hello, you degenerate fucks, and welcome to the Degenerate Gambler. It is Wednesday, the 22nd of February. Just here with another episode, looking back at last week, look ahead to this week. Was lucky enough to get a bet up Saturday evening, and then I had a small winner on Sunday, but I'll get to that in a minute. But I'll look at last week's bets, but also just want to give you a brief thing of uh, last week. The stats are bad. This is probably the worst week that I've seen in recent memory for both favourites and overs. So I'll get that in a minute, but I'll just quickly run through the bets. So I had Wolves. A lot of people had Wolves. They were beat 1-0. Middlesbrough won. Plymouth was nil each. Sheffield Wednesday won 5-2. Brentford drew 1 each. Scored late. In the overs, Brighton Fulham was 1-0, Wycombe Bolton 1-0, Southgate and Southend and Gateshead was 1-0, Kings Lynn and Gloucester was 1 each, and Morecambe Peterborough was 3-0, so that was the only one that was up. So pretty bad. The evening bet that I did get up was Boreham Wood, Halifax over goal and a half was up. Lee Harvey, or Lee Harve, what do you call them? French. Darmstadt in Germany won. Inter Milan won. Then later on, I was waiting on Real Madrid and Feyenoord versus AZ, or AZ Alkmaar to be over twos. Real Madrid scored 2 late goals. Feyenoord and AZ were 1 each going into the 90th minute, and Feyenoord managed to score a late winner. So that got £99.92p. So, happy with that. Then Sunday, Sunday was one of those where just some teams let it down. There was just some strange results. So, Hearts had drawn no bet. They were beat 2-0 by Motherwell, which was crazy. Atalanta, I think that beat a lot of people. I've seen on Twitter a lot of people had Atalanta. They were beat 2-1. They were actually 2-0 down. PSG and Monaco both to score was up. What was that German team? Herrenheim or something, whatever. They won. Espanyol over 1.5 and Hamburg over 1.5. So, Atalanta Hearts fucked that one. That was the first bet of the day. Then I had United over 2's Monaco. Who was PSG playing? I thought PSG were playing. Anyway, Rennes, the win they did. Juventus, the win they did. Over 2's in the Bromby game, that was up. And what beat that was Union Berlin. Again, another team that I think a lot of people fancied, a lot of people had backed. And then I did a night back too. Look, I'm not going to go through it. It was beat 2. But what I managed to do was, so I won. And again, I will say this: play your free spins, use your free games. Sometimes it'll come back and you'll get something out of it. So I had £1 from squads, which is through Virgin Bet. It was because Darwin Núñez scored, so it got £1. I took that £1 after I can't remember if it was the morning bet or the evening bet was beat. So I had 3 or 4 games left on it. I stuck them in and it won £8. Then when the afternoon/evening bet was beat, I took the rest of those selections, I think it was 4, and stuck the £8 odds that I won on that. And it was paying 55, waiting on Boca Juniors to be over 2's, or over 1. And I was going to cash it for 35, then I thought, fucking, I'll let it go. I'll give it, 20 minutes here or something, see what happens. And they scored Boca right away. I went to 45, so I took it. Wish I hadn't in some ways, because about 2 minutes later, the other team scored, made it 1 each. So look, I done myself out of a tenner, but basically I managed to turn £1 into 45 quid, which, listen, it all helps. So adding that to the 99, basically winning, 140 something pound, £144 odds, which is not bad for the week. And just a quick, I'm not going into this much, but that puts me at about 200 in profit for February. I've bet 173 and change, and I've won 180 or 386 on change. So just over 200 up for the month, which is good after January was such a poor month where I only had a £20 profit. So yeah, let's get into these stats because I really want to look at these because honestly these are crazy. So Premier League, 10 games, only 3 favourites won. There was 2 draws and 5 outsiders won. I mean, that's crazy for the Premier League. I know they say, Premier League, anybody can beat anybody and all that shit, but 5 outsiders won. I'll have a quick look to see some of them. So Fulham beat Brighton at 5-1. Southampton beat Chelsea at 7-1. Oh, there's my phone. Sorry. Where was I? Yeah. Southampton beat, yep. Wolves at 15-4 was another outsider. Huge prices. I mean, some of the other ones weren't so bad. Everton were 17-10. They were slightly outsiders against Leeds. And then let me see, was there any on Sunday? What was the Sunday's results? I think they were both favourites, weren't they? Yeah, both favourites won Sunday. We got to Saturday again. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, well, Liverpool's kind of counted in that because they were slight underdogs against Newcastle, but 3 of those 5 were huge prices. You know what I mean? Like, Bournemouth were basically just under 4-1. Southampton 7-1. Fulham 5-1. Those are crazy. But anyway, so go to the Championship. 12 games, 4 favourites, 3 draws, 5 outsiders. Again, less than 50%. League 1 and League 2 and National League weren't bad. League 1 was 6 favourites, 2 draws, 4 outsiders. League 2, 6 favourites, 3 draws, 3 outsiders. National League, 6 favourites, 2 draws, 4 outsiders. So those are, that's decent. That's 50% of the games being favourites. National League South was 7 favourites, 3 draws, 2 outsiders. And the National League South, 5 favourites, 5 draws, and 2 outsiders. So in total, out of 82 games, that was 37 favourites, 20 draws, and 25 outsiders, which worked out at about 45%, which is pretty low. And again, you basically got 4 leagues there where it was around 50%, and the Premier League, Championship, National League South were all below 50%. So not great so that's sort of, the fact that I managed to get a bet up, although there was a lot of foreign games in that, but England didn't seem to be good. In the overs, this isn't even worse. So Premier League, 2 games all weekend were over 2.5. Those games were Arsenal, which was 4-2, and then on Sunday, which was United, which was 3-0, wasn't it? Yeah. All other games, 8 games were under 2.5 goals, which the Premier League is usually pretty good for overs. Next Championship, 4 over, 8 not. League 1, 5 over, 7 not. League 2, 4 over, 8 not. National League 6 and 6. National League North 3 over and 9 not. National League South kind of saved the day, 8 over and 4 not. But in total that was 32 games over, 50 games, 5-0 not. That's only 39%. So it's no wonder a fucking overs bet was terrible. And just before I move on, I'll let you in this. I have changed it up slightly with my bet because overs just aren't working for me. I've done a bit of both, a bit of overs and a bit of both team to score. So I'll get to those bets now. The main bet, I'll run through them first. I'll give you the prices, and then I'll come back for my reasons. So that's another thing. I haven't got a single game in England, not one. I've got 2 Scottish games and 3 foreign. So again, I'm looking at the fixtures and just nothing jumping out at me. So anyway, the fixtures that I've picked, the selections that I've made are Dumbarton home to Elgin. They're 13-20, which is 1.65. Morton at home to Cove Rangers, 3-4, which is 1.75. Dortmund away to Hoffenheim, 4-5, 1.8. Napoli away to Empoli, 4-9, 1.44. Lyon away to Angers, 4-6, that's 1.67. And again, there is a 2:30 kickoff in there, which is the Dortmund game. Napoli's 5 o'clock. I think Lyon is around the same, maybe 4 o'clock. So the bets kind of spread it over the day, but that was just, it was the best I could do. As I say, there wasn't a lot of stuff jumped out at me in England. um, and yeah, I think Dortmund's better today. They're 4-5 away to Hoffenheim. Hoffenheim. They're Dortmund are top of the form. I'll get that anyway. But so first game, Dumbarton. Dumbarton are Scottish League 2. They are currently top. Elgin are 7th in form. Dumbarton 5th, 7 points. Not great, but Elgin only 2 points in that 5 games. At home, Dumbarton have the best home record versus 7th best away record in what is a 10-team league. So they're 3rd or 4th from bottom. Recent form, Dumbarton have won their last 3 home games. They drew the game before that and won the game before that. They've also beaten Elgin the last time they played them in 2022 at home. Before that it was 2017, so I'm not getting into that. But away, Elgin have lost and then drew in the cup, lost 1-1. So they had a wee bit of form there, but their sort of away form has fell away. Next, I go to Morton. Morton, who are in Scottish Championship, currently 4th, playing Cove Rangers, who are 8th, and that's out of a 10-team league. Morton currently on 7 points from 5 games. Cove Rangers 5 points, so not terrible. But again, that's 5th plays 9th. Home form, Morton have the 4th best home record in the league, and Cove have the worst away record. And again, I backed against Cove the other week and it beat my bet, so I'm hoping that history doesn't repeat itself here. But in recent form, so Morton's last 5 home, they 4 wins and a draw, so they win their last game, which was against Dundee, who's a decent side. The game before that, they beat Queen's Park, who are also a decent side in that league. They lost the game before that, and they won the 2 before that. Cove Rangers away, lost, win, loss, draw, draw. And if I go to the games against each other, Morton have beat them the last 2 times, home and away, in 2022. So hopefully that's a bit of a sign. Next, so we'll go foreign. So we'll go to the 2:30 kickoff, which is Dortmund. Dortmund currently 2nd in the league, actually joint points with Bayern Munich. Hoffenheim way down in 15th out of an 18-team league. Form, Dortmund are top, 15 points out of 15. Hoffenheim bottom with 1 point. Home form from Hoffenheim, they are 17th out of 18, so 2nd worst home record. Only team worse is Schalke. Dortmund have the 3rd best away record, behind Dortmund and Union Berlin. Recent form, so Hoffenheim's home record, lost their last 2 and drew the 3 before that. Dortmund have won 5 in a row away from home. Now, listen, I always say this, runs come to an end, good runs, bad runs. So this could be one of those fixtures where, Hoffenheim are on a bad home run, Dortmund are on a good way run. It could backfire, but look, I'm gonna hope that it doesn't. Next we go to Napoli. Napoli's a 5 o'clock kickoff, and they play Empoli. Napoli currently top of the league, and they are 15 points clear of Inter, so flying. Empoli 12th in the table. Recent form, Napoli again 5 wins in a row. Empoli 6 points from 15. Empoli's home record for the season, they're mid-table 10th. And Napoli have the best away record in the league, which you'd expect. They're far ahead. Recent home form, Empoli's recent home form isn't that bad. So 2 draws in the last 2. They did win the 2 before that, and they lost the 1 before that. Napoli 5 wins in a row away from home, as I said. So again, just Napoli are getting to this point where they this is it. This is the run. If they can win the next 5, 6 games, maybe more, and push themselves 18 to 20 points away, that's it. League over. I mean, people probably say the league's over now, but you know, you get that to 18 or 20 points, get into this time of the year. So I think they'll be pushing to just keep winning, and we've got some great players in good form. I did back them yesterday in my Champions League bet, and I did think they were better the day, to be honest with you, because they were 6-5 away to Frankfurt, who haven't been in great form. I really should have. I thought about this after, but I really should have done a big stake bet on the Liverpool match to beat both the score and overs, because I did fancy that, and I did that in a bet builder. And Napoli to win at 6-5. I think it was 11-10 and 6-5. Would have worked out about 4-1. So maybe could have had like 20 quid on it, but listen, that's easy to say that after the fact. But like I say, what do you call that guy? Victor Osimhen, whatever you call him, the forward for Napoli. Just looking at his form, right? So he's in the last load of games, scored, two, scored, only played 19 minutes, scored two, scored, didn't score, scored. I mean, that, listen, that's what, 10 games there, and he scored 8 or 9 of them, and one of those games when he played 19 minutes, he was on the bench. So, without a rest. So he's in absolute flam form. So again, he seems to be scoring every week. Let's hope he gets a couple at the weekend. So then lastly, we move on to Lyon. Lyon are playing Angers. They are away. Lyon, look, they haven't had a great year. They're 9th in the table. But Angers are bottom. And Lyon's form is decent at the minute. They're third behind Nice and Monaco. 10 points, which is, they're actually joint third because Marseille and PSG both have 10 points, but that's pretty decent. Angers only 2 points in the last 15. Form, Angers at home, draw, loss. So haven't won in 5. Lyon away, lost their last game against Auxerre, won the 3 before that, and drew the 1 before that. So again, I just hope the recent form can kick in there. So as I say, that bet pays about 125. I think it's about 11.5 to 1. So tenner on that's paying 125, and I have placed that bet already because I am sure there's no way that we get to Saturday and Dortmund are 4-5. Absolutely no chance. I wouldn't expect that Napoli will be 4-9. The others may not move, but those two I would expect to definitely move. I can see Napoli being like 2-5, and Dortmund maybe being 2-9 by the time we get to Saturday, which is why I've placed the bet. So now I'll move on to I was going to say the overs bet, but it's not the overs bet. It's the mixture. So I'll run through this quickly. Leeds, Southampton, both to score. I have 4-5, which is 1.8. West Ham and Forest, both to score. Even money, that's 2.0. West Brom and Middlesbrough, over 2.5. That is even money, 2.0. Sheffield United, Sheffield United and Watford, both to score. That's 5-6. That's 1.83. And then Peterborough, Plymouth, over 2.5. 4-5. That's 1.8. So I'll do that again. So the two that are over 2.5 are West Brom, Middlesbrough, and Peterborough, Plymouth. The other three, Leeds, Southampton, West Ham, Forest, and Sheffield United, Watford, are both to score. I haven't totaled that up yet, but that should be around 19 or 20 to 1, I would say. Midweek, not massive next week, no Champions League. So we've got 2 championship games, 4 League 1, 5 League 2, 9 National League, 7 National League North, 8 National League South. There's 4 FA Cup games. There's a French FA Cup. Serie A, there's 2 games. There's a game in the Northern Ireland Premier League. There's a game in Scottish Championship. 2 games in Scottish League 2. So probably enough for a bet there. Wednesday, there's 2 Premier League games, 4 FA Cup games, 3 French Cup games, and a Copa del Rey game. And then on Thursday, there's only 1 real game on. It's the Copa del Rey, but it's Barcelona, Real Madrid. So probably decent for a bet builder in that game, but a big game in the Copa del Rey. So that's me for the week. I was going to say a couple of things I wanted to say there. So, um, yeah, anybody who listens to this on Apple, or even if you don't listen, even if you listen on Spotify or Google or whatever, but if you have an iPhone, do me a favor, go on and give me a review and give me some good stars. Give me 4 or 5 stars. I very rarely ask for much, but if you listen to this on Apple or if you have an iPhone, go on the Apple Podcast and give me a 5 star review. I have one review, and there's plenty of people listening to this. I see the numbers. There's a good amount of people that listen to this. So if somebody's would go over and just give me a 5 star review. I have one review which was from like 2 years ago when I was having a complete stinker, and the guy wrote, "Fucking this is a terrible podcast. The guy loses every bet," which, to be fair, at the time was a fair criticism because I think at that point that was the year that I lost money for the year. But that's been the only year in 5 years that I've lost money, and I didn't lose that much. I lost £300 for a 40-week season. Um, so if you go over and please just give me even 10 or 15. If you just give me a review, or get me a couple of extra stars, maybe get me a few more listeners. But yeah, just if you could do that for me, it'd be great. I'm also thinking, I've noticed this thing on Twitter where you're able to set up Twitter tips. So I think I might set that up. I'll probably use a couple of different ones, Cash App and Patreon. Where, for example, if you get a bet, if I get a bet up and you've backed it and you've won a few quid, send me £1, send me £2, just as a way of saying thank you. I see some people doing it, and obviously people have premium services and all that bollocks. I don't do that. I post my bets because I enjoy doing it. I enjoy the research. I enjoy, um, you know, just gambling in general. So I will be getting that set up in the next couple of days, maybe a week or so. So if you see it on my Twitter profile, which is the biggest social media following I have, if I win you 100 quid, and, say £102, you want to throw me £2, be more than welcome. Just as say thanks. So definitely get the review, please. 4, 5, 10, 20 of you, please go and do a review. Because I'm sick. I've been on that Apple Podcast a couple of times recently, just checking the analytics and checking the numbers, and I just see that fucking 1 star review and every time, and it just pisses me off. Because again, the guy, to be fair to him, he was listening at a time whenever I was it was a bad year. It was the COVID year that everybody, there was no fans, so there was no home, no benefit to playing at home. It was just fucking, all shit was happening, and I think everybody had a bad year that year. Again, this guy, obviously, whoever he is, just listened to it at that time and gave a review. But I mean, if you listen to me recently in this last year, so you'll know that I've been in profit and making money. I say, if you followed me the last couple of weeks, I've had 3 bets up over Saturday, midweek Saturday. So we actually had 4. One of them that wasn't a share, but I had 3 bets up between a sort of 7-8 day period. So look, if you could do that for me, get me some decent reviews. I'll take 4 stars, to be honest with you, but I'd prefer 5. But just say that it's it's a decent podcast and that I don't lose every bet. But anyway, that's it for this week. So it just leaves me to say, if you are doing a bet, good luck and happy punt.
Here, get the fuck out of here. Here, thanks. Let me find out you fucked up. I'll leave you wherever I find you.